Alright guys, everything is fully packed and we're ready to go. We have an estimated 4,000 mile trip ahead of us. From here we're going to Utah, to Salt Lake City. We're gonna stay there one weekend. From there we're headed up northwest to Oregon. We're gonna hang out for another weekend there, and then we're going all the way back down to Utah, where we're gonna meet up with some awesome people and have another weekend full of fun. It's gonna be real cool. I've never done a road trip for this long. Usually it's been, the maximum I've done it is for 2 weeks, but overall this trip's gonna last about a month. I have trained my team and my team is fully ready to go. So if you guys have any questions, just make sure to send us an email or give us a call. My team is ready to help you guys out with whatever you guys need. Let's do it. Alright guys, it's been officially 5 hours since we took off from Austin. We've done like 4 gas stops since then. It's starting to get kind of chilly. We gotta look for a place to go sleep. Most likely will not be a hotel. I'll tell you guys why in a little bit. Hello, let me get the 10-piece chicken McNuggets, please. And then to drink, it's gonna be a... Do you have the straw in here? Yes, the straw. Okay, thank you. So I got my fast food. Fast food is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, traveling, it gets a little bit hard to keep a good diet. I am gonna try to go to Costco though and just stack up on some good healthy food. Just for the road trip, put it on the cooler, keep it cool, and just see how that turns out. Like I had mentioned at the gas station, guys, tonight we're not gonna be sleeping in a hotel just because we have so much ground to clear and I am running behind schedule. When that happens, usually what I do is I just pull back the seat, fall asleep for a couple of hours, and just wake up and keep going. All right, time to keep going. Alright guys, we just made it to New Mexico and I just found some fellow Overlanders right here. What are your name, guys, again?
I'm Jason. I'm
Jason?
Kara.
And they actually also have a YouTube channel that they just started here in January,
yeah,
right?
We're Everlanders.
Everlanders,
yeah. Sweet.
I'm gonna go around their truck. This thing is sweet. It took them 5 years to build it.
Yeah.
Our whole rooftop is solar, and then when we're parked stationary.
No way. Tires are...
The BT81, they're mil-spec military tires, 22 ply. We just pulled a 3-inch nail out of the face of it.
Yeah.
No.
And they got there, there was just this little silver disc, and they're like picking at it, and I grabbed pliers and pull it out.
Yeah, so that was sticking
straight through my tire.
Straight through our tires, so that's a good testament to these tires for sure. Come on in. This is the inside portion, and we are running. We're running an induction cooktop. Everything is off of the solar panel, so all of our lights, our induction cooktop, and then if you go over just to your right here, and we have a fridge. I can.
Oh no way! That's a fridge.
Pop over. Yeah.
Nice.
And so we're running everything, all solar, like video editing.
And that's also powered by the solar panel.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, thank you for this walk around.
Yeah,
this is really cool.
Sure. Pretty self-sufficient rig, I think.
That is so cool. Such good people. That was so cool, guys. Really great people. Had a ton of fun talking to them. That is such a nice rig. That's definitely the upgrade from the Tacoma eventually. It's gonna be the only way that I can actually get my girlfriend to come ride with me on these adventures. Alright guys, I just came out of Starbucks, took my time, had to send out some emails, but everything is good to go. I've decided we're gonna stay here in Albuquerque, New Mexico for the night. I'm really tired, want to get a hot shower, keep catching up on some emails, and then early in the morning we're gonna wake up around 6-7, and then from there we're riding out. We're going to Moab. It's gonna be awesome. The light just turned off. Let me turn that back on for you guys. And so we have a 10-hour drive from Albuquerque all the way up to Salt Lake City, and I wanted to stop in the way. I wanted to get some camping done before I met up with Justin and Ken, and I found out that Moab is right along the way, so I'm gonna be camping out at Moab. At least I'm gonna try to, and then from there I have a 3 to 4 hour drive to Salt Lake City, where I'll be meeting up with the guys Thursday night. It's gonna be sweet. We are staying at La Quinta Inn for one night. That's where the truck's gonna be sleeping. Let's go check in. We made it to the room. It's time to get a hot shower. From there I'm gonna sit down, crunch in some last emails, and then wake up tomorrow around 6-7 in the morning, continue with the road trip. Let's keep going. We finally found snow. We're about 4 hours away from Moab. I'm thinking we're not going to be able to stop there just because I really have to crunch in some work. Also, if we pull all the way through to Salt Lake City, I'm going to be arriving there at 8 o'clock at night, and that's actually really sweet. That's gonna give me some time to go check out Heretic Light Bar Studios. They want to install their new 40-inch, 20-inch, and ditch light pods on the truck, and I can't wait to see them. It's gonna be really cool. So you guys are actually gonna be one of the first ones to check out those lights, and we'll see how they perform. We made it to Heretic Light Bar Studio. It was hard to find. Finally was able to find them. It's right over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. So they're gonna be completely changing up the lights on the truck. They're gonna be changing out our 20-inch, our 40-inch light bar, and our current ditch pod setup. They were telling me this whole time while I was on the road trip that they were working on some new stuff. I'm really looking forward to put it on. So let's get to it. So this is my first time actually meeting up with Nick. Up until this point, we had only talked on the phone. He reached out to me, told me about the company, and I gave him a chance. I put on their light bar on the truck, and I was just fascinated by the light output that it has. It's just really cool. We actually tried it out on our 2nd gen, and they just had to go on our 3rd gen. Here's Nick, guys. I'm gonna introduce him right now.
We are manufactured here in America. We don't mass import all of our parts for assembly here. We do it all in-house. Right now on our lathe, our CNC lathe, we are turning some cylinders which go in our UTV headlights. Specifically the Razor at the moment. We are gonna have some Can-Am parts soon, so stay tuned for those. If we walk down over here, we have our vertical access mill. Right now we're actually running a part that we just launched. It's called the BA2. It's a 2-inch universal light that has versatile application. You can put it in bumpers, as a chase light, in the bed, just so you can see what's going on. Many applications. Here's what it looks like when it's hot out of the oven, the press, however you want to say it. But yeah, still have our shavings in there. And now moving on to the Big Daddy. We just got this mill We're really stoked, just got it all dialed in. We use this to do our long parts, our 50-inch light bars, 40s and 30s. If you come on in here right now, you can see that we just got done playing around with a prototype 50-inch light bar. That's a little bit different, not quite as aesthetic, looks a little more rigid, if you will, no pun intended, on our competitor. But yeah, as you can see, we do it all in-house. Back here is where all of our technicians do all the assembly. So we manufacture the raw aluminum parts there, send them off to anodizing or powder coating. We get them back, stack up our shelves, and as orders come in, we build them. Everything's built to order. It's all hand done here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Once we get them back from anodizing, it's time to assemble. We put on our power leads here, our valve here for moisture, and the electronic components here. So one thing we try to stress outside of our products being made here in America, and that we manufacture it, but in us manufacturing our own parts, we could take certain creative liberties. One thing that we do offer that not a lot of people are aware of is customizable bezel colors. Looking to get a light low to the ground and want to really cut through that particulate matter, such as snow, dust, rain, whatever. We have amber options in 2-inch, our soon to be 4-inch light, all the way up through 40.
So there you have it, guys. Just a little sneak peek into Heretic's studio. Nick gave you a little inside peek into that. Now it's time to go over to my truck and switch out the old light bars to the new ones.
So
What do we got going on over here, D?
just pulling off this here winch so we can get to this 20-inch light bar, get it pulled out, replace it with all our new stuff.
So we just took it off. Nick, tell us a little bit of what's new with the new light bar that's coming out.
Yeah, so the major upgrades that we've made, to start from the beginning, it took us about 2.5 years to develop to get the standards right on performance. The biggest significant, there's 2 big changes we made to our light bars. We were running a Cree 5-watt LED in our old race series. We moved to a 6-watt Cree LED. The second big upgrade we did to help with all that added power is called thermal management technology. Essentially, as the light heats up and gets to a dangerous or critical point, it'll actually throttle the power that's going through it, which ultimately does dim the light. But that's when you're more static and not moving. So once you get air passing through the body and you start moving, it picks back up and starts actually pushing the LED to 100% of its capacity, which we are one of 2 companies that I know of that pushes their LEDs to 100% across all their series of lights. So another thing that we changed is our reflector in the new light bar. This is more of a spread pattern. Even with our spot reflector in there, it still broadcasts quite a bit of light, you know, vertically, just in all directions. The new stuff has a little bit tighter of a beam pattern, so it's going to really focus that light downfield and then spread that light out, you know, left to right, you know, more horizontal than it does vertical.
And that right there, guys, is the new one. Someone decided to show up.
Hey guys, it's me.
Guys, Justin right here, we're just talking about the camera that I'm holding. He was actually the guy who recommended me to get this camera. This is the EOS R. It's a sweet camera.
Fabulous camera.
I'm gonna make sure to put a link down to his channel. You guys definitely have to go check him out. He has a sweet channel. Yeah, dude, and we're going on an adventure tomorrow. Where are we going at?
We're going to the San Rafael Swell, which technically is closing like this week. It just got passed. We'll talk about it in all of our videos. But there was legislation just passed to close it and make it a wilderness area.
No way.
Yeah, so we'll be one of the last people to go enjoy the San Rafael Swell.
Well, we're gonna make sure to vlog that for you guys so you guys can at least see what it would have been to go out there.
Yeah.
I guess. The light is on and you can already see the difference. I can't wait to see it out in the wild. They're still working out a few. Obviously that doesn't show how bright it is, but I am gonna try to get some night shots for you guys so you guys can see that and how it works. So we have the 20-inch light bar installed, we have the 40-inch light bar installed, and then we have the ditch lights installed. I'm gonna have the camera go around so you guys can see them. They are really sweet. I can't give you any feedback just yet on performance wise because we really need to go out in the wild to really test them out. So that's exactly what we're gonna be doing this weekend. That's gonna be that. The feedback is gonna be available on our next video, so make sure to subscribe. You guys don't wanna miss that. One thing that I want to really point out, guys, and I can actually show you right now, is how flush this light bar really is with the Prinsu design roof rack. I'm going to climb up there right now so you guys can see it. There you have it. We have the 20-inch, the 40-inch, and the ditch light bars installed into the truck. It's time to go test these out. Make sure to subscribe to see the video review on those light bars. I'm gonna go out with Ken and Justin in the middle of nowhere, and we're just gonna test them out, camp out. It's gonna be a really cool video. I'll see you guys on the next episode.